Hey y'all, I'm Missy. Welcome to the Crafty Cove. Today I am a part of the Summer Dollar Tree Mystery Box Hop. This is so exciting. We'll talk about that in just a couple minutes. Okay guys, I got my box. My box is from Melissa Makes It DIY. And I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous. And to see who I sent my box to, you have to follow the link in the description box. And we have to use everything in our boxes to craft with. So here we go. Oh, we got a card. Oh my good gravy, I can already see something. Missy, it's a small box, but it's filled with some interesting items. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. So pretty. Okay. I'm already stumped. Golf. Traveler's game. Oh my goodness. Outlet plugs. Aren't you? Shoestrings. Mouse traps. I hate mice. I hate mouse traps. Oh, okay, I can do this. This is so cute. That's cute just the way it is. Mini square bowls. A shoe clip light. A box. Oh. With the chalkboard clothespin tags and a little plaque. Y'all stay tuned. Let me think for a few minutes on what I'm going to do with all this, and we'll start the video. Okay, y'all, here we go. DIY number one. So we are going to take, for this first DIY, and use our outlet covers, mouse traps, and the shoelaces. So we're going to take 3 of our outlet covers. I'm going to take our little snips there and snip off the little prongs there that go in the actual outlet. Be careful, y'all. I sent about 3 flying across the room. Now we're going to take some Maze Waverly chalk paint, give 3 good coats to all 3 of these outlet covers. We're making little bees with these. Couldn't decide what I was going to do with these, but I thought they kind of looked like a bee shape. Then we're going to take our chalkboard paint from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to paint some straps on there. This is our bumblebee. Then we're going to take the, wait, y'all, I got to see what I'm doing here. Oh, then we take our Maze chalk paint again, and we are just going to paint the top of that mason jar cutout that I got from the Dollar Tree. We're going to make a little sign for our bees to go on. Then we just take some Hobby Lobby scrapbook paper, trace it out, cut it out. And before we glue that down, we're going to take our chalk paint and go ahead and make some little stripes there on our mason jar to look like our little lid for this. Now we're going to take that scrapbook paper. I'm just going to use some Mod Podge. We're going to Mod Podge it on down. We do cut off that top piece, but when I was cutting it out, it's just easier just to go ahead and trace it all. So we get that all on there, and then we cut off that top piece because we painted the mason jar cutout anyway. Now I took some scrapbook paper and cut out some little hearts, and I'm just going to put them on there with the tip towards the inside of my little bee there, and these are going to be our wings. Taking these mouse traps, oh, I hate mice, y'all. I hate them. But we're going to take these mouse traps, and we're going to cut off those little pieces right there in the middle, and they're like little hooks almost. And when we cut those off, to me, they look like little antenna for bugs. So we take those, and that's what we're going to use for our bumblebee's antennas. So we just take a little bit of hot glue, tack those down, and then I reinforce it with just a little more hot glue because this is plastic, metal on plastic, and you all know how hot glue is. So we just tack those down, put a little more glue on there for a better hold. Sorry if y'all hear any background noise. I'm actually at home and I'm loving it. So I'm in my bedroom and the hubby is in the living room. So that little hanger that came with this, we took that off and we just put it across the top of the mason jar. I made a little decal on my Cricut that says, "Home is where my honey bee." And we're just going to put that on there. And now we're going to glue our little bees on. I think this turned out so cute. I love these little bees. We just glue 3 of them, 1 at the bottom, 2 at the top. Take our shoelaces, make 2 little shoestring bows out of them, and we are going to put those on the top where those little holes were for the hanger. Next, I take a Jenga block, put it on the back to make it a stand-up sign instead of a hanger. And that's it, y'all. Is that not adorable? Okay, y'all, like I said, today I'm part of the Summer Dollar Tree Mystery Box Hop. I'm so honored to be a part of this. This is hosted by Sammy at Unicorn Dust Designs. Y'all go check out her channel. She does hauls. She does farmhouse decor. I promise, if you go check it out, you will not be disappointed. Sammy, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. I have had so much fun with this. Also, Sammy's co-host for this is Leah Knepp from DIY Beauty on Purpose. Leah Knepp's channel will also be listed in my description box along with Sammy's and Melissa's from Melissa Makes It DIY. Y'all go check out all of their channels. These are some amazing crafters. We also have a giveaway. It's a mystery box giveaway. All you have to do to enter is visit each of the channels, answer their mystery question in the comments, and that's it. Our winner will be announced on all of our community tabs on June 6th. Okay, y'all, let's get right back into it. DIY number 2. So I just took this simple picture frame that has a little clip on it that was sent in my mystery box. I take some buffalo check washi tape that I have, run it along the top and the bottom. I didn't even bother painting this because I loved the black, and I thought the buffalo check went really well with this. Then I take a piece of scrapbook paper from the not from the Dollar Tree, y'all, from Hobby Lobby. And I go ahead and cut it in like a little square and then rip around the edges of it. Then I take a little decal that I made on my Cricut that is just a picture of a little bumblebee. I stick that on there. And then I also printed out the word happy. And I put that underneath the bee. So this says be happy. Super simple, y'all. I mean, this was so simple, but I love how it turned out. And I just stuck that little piece of scrapbook paper right there under that clip, and that was it. A simple $1 little picture frame from the Dollar Tree made into some tier tray decor. And I added a little shoestring bow up at the top too. I think it's so adorable. Again, thank you, Melissa, from Melissa Makes It DIY for my box, and to Sammy for hosting this mystery box hop. Okay, y'all, my mystery question. What's your favorite part of summer? Let me know in the comments below. Mine, going to the beach. DIY number 3. Okay, DIY number 3. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this shoe clip light. I would have used it as a light, but y'all, it's red. And it just was not going to go with anything. So all I did was take the little blue cover piece off of the button part of this. I paint it in the Maze Waverly chalk paint. I do 3 good coats on this. Then I take my gnome that I got from the Dollar Tree at Valentine's Day, and I am going to paint this gnome with the same Maze Waverly chalk paint. I do 3 good coats on this because that pink kind of stands out. It even comes out with 1 or 2 coats of this chalk paint. So I do 3 good coats on this. Of course, I let it dry between coats. Then I take my black chalkboard paint and I go ahead and paint his little nose because this is a bumblebee gnome. So we don't want a pink nose. So I paint that black. And then the little cover piece has dried. So instead of putting stripes, because this is so little, we're going to do polka dots. So we put some black polka dots on there, and then we take our gnome and put black polka dots all over the gnome. I was going to do stripes on both of these, but I did not like the look of that at all. So I just went ahead and did polka dots, y'all. And I think it turned out super, super adorable. So we put our polka dots all on there. Now we take our box that we got and I cut little like half hearts out of it, and these are going to become the wings to another bumblebee. I'm sorry, I just couldn't think of anything else to do, and I think this turns out super cute. So we cut the little wings out, and then I'm going to cover those with the same buffalo check washi tape. Then I'm going to trim them down. Now, I just basically fold this washi tape over on this cardboard. Like I said, these are turning into our bumblebee wings. So, and this was just easier because of the size of these to use the washi tape than to try to paint or do anything like that. So now we're going to take our little bumblebee wings and we're trimming them down to fit. And then we're just going to do the same thing we did in the first DIY. We're going to tack those down with some hot glue on the back part of that. And then we are going to secure with a little more hot glue. I liked the shape of this because the little triangle, like the little pointy part at the bottom, reminded me of a bee's stinger. And honestly, that is all I could come up with. So I hope y'all like this. And then we do the same exact thing with our mouse traps. Oh, the dreaded mouse traps. But anyway, we go ahead and we take that mouse trap, do the same thing, take those little hooks off and use those as our antenna for our bumblebee. Y'all, Melissa did a really good job on this box. I mean, when I opened it, I was just stumped. I was like, what in the world am I going to do with mouse traps? I could have made a little sign, but I wanted it to be a little different. So that's why I chose just to use parts of the mouse trap. So we've got all that on there. There's what our little bee looks like. I'm trying to decide where exactly I want to put it. I was going to put it at the top, but it just clashed too much. So I just went ahead and stuck it right there on his beard. There's a little bee stuck in the gnome's beard, y'all. I really did have a blast with this. It was kind of hard to figure things out, but it was so much fun. And this is what our little gnome turns out like. Is he not adorable? Okay, y'all, we're moving right along. DIY number 4. So on this one, I'm going to take the little plaque that Melissa sent me, and I am going to paint this. Now, I used the Maze Waverly chalk paint, the Folk Art Gold Metallic, and the Truffle from Waverly chalk paint. Mixed all that together and got this color. I paint that all on. Now, while this is still wet, I dip my brush, the same brush, in the Maze and just kind of go over it with just the Maze color. I'm just trying to kind of highlight or maybe contour. I don't know, y'all. But we're just trying to get a little different of a texture in there. So I do that with the Maze first. While everything's still wet, I go in with the Truffle Brown. I do the same thing. I do not clean my brush. I do not dry anything. I just go through, paint some little swirls, stripes on it, whatever. And then I do the same exact thing with the metallic gold. I just love how this turns out. Now, I made a decal for this sign that says Pure Organic Honey Premium Made with some honey sticks on there. Somehow I lost that footage. Have no clue where it went. But then I just put that on there. And then I also made more bumblebee decals. And I'm going to stick those right on there. This is another one of those super simple projects. And for $1, this is what we made. That's why I love these mystery box challenges, because you really do come up with things that, you know, you might not normally come up with. So we put all of our little bumblebee decals on there, and I really think this turned out amazing. I really like all of my projects today. Now, we've got that all done, and we're going to take some of this yellow or gold and white twine like from the Dollar Tree. We're just going to wrap that around the top and the bottom of the sign. Now, I do go back later and cut off the top part because I did not like how that looked. You'll see that in the reveal pictures, but we do keep the bottom part on. So I just went ahead and kept this footage in there. But I just wrap it around a couple times and then secure it with the tacky glue. Not tacky glue, y'all. Oh, hot glue. I'm a hot mess today. But anyway, we do that to the top and the bottom. Now we're going to take more tumbling tower blocks. We're going to glue one in the middle and one on each side. That way this is a standing sign. And that's it. That's all we did. Now again, remember I told you we took off the twine on the top and just left what was down on the bottom. And here it is on my tiered tray. I think it turned out so cute. Okay, we've made it to DIY number 5 and our final DIY. So we are going to take this, one of those little square, I think they call them serving bowls. And we're just taking one of those. It was a package of 6, but I'm just taking one. and I'm going to wrap some Walmart twine all the way around this, all the way up it. We are going to make a beehive, and I love how this turned out. I think it turned out really cute. But what I do is I go ahead and use hot glue throughout this entire piece. I don't just tack it down and then wrap it. I probably could have got away with that, but because it was such a smaller piece, I was honestly afraid that it might not hold as well as I wanted it to. So I'm going to go all the way up this. Now, I'm not going to make y'all watch all this footage of me going all the way up this little, I call it a cup, but I believe it said like square serving bowls on the package. So again, I just use a ton of hot glue on this. Now, it does leave a lot of strings. The hot glue does seep through a little bit, but I'm not worried about that because we go through later, and when we use our lighter to get all like the fringes off, all the hair off, it melts that hot glue, like the strings and stuff, and you can just pull them right off. So I just go through again, and I continue to use the hot glue, afraid that, you know, I just really didn't know how it would hold. So we get it all the way up. The open end is on the bottom, y'all. I'm sorry I didn't say that. We get it all the way up. Now we're going to work on the top piece. And we just go around that center square and kind of layer that jute rope. This is a thicker twine that you get at the, like I said, at Walmart than what they have at the Dollar Tree. So we go all the way around the circle. Now we're going to go back down with another layer of glue and another layer of the rope. And the reason for that is because there were a few places where there were little gaps when I went up. So I decided just to go all the way back down it. We do the same exact thing, hot glue, rope, hot glue, rope. So then we get all that done. We get all the way down to the bottom again. Now we're going to take our lighter and we're going to burn all those hairs off. And like I said, it melts those glue strings so you can just pull them right off. I could have went through and painted this or distressed this, but I actually liked how the rope or the twine looked with the natural look. So again, we just go through, we get all those hairs burned off. Now I'm taking my brown chalk marker from Arteza chalk pen, and we're making a little circle. This is going to be the entrance into our beehive. Then I take some ink, Waverly chalk paint that circle black. Now we're going to make a little like handle for our beehive. So I just take some more of that rope, tack it on one side in the center or on the top, and then kind of fold it over and tack it again with more hot glue. And it just makes like a little, I guess you could hang it if you wanted to, but just makes a little like handle for our beehive. I think this turned out, this one is probably my favorite project out of the entire video. Y'all make sure you let me know what you like the best. Now we're going to take some of the twine from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to go around our little opening, our little beehive opening, our circle, with that. And I think I go around twice probably. And we're just gluing it, just some hot glue going all the way around it, 2 or 3 times, I can't remember exactly. Now I'm going to take some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to fussy cut some bees out. I think I do like 5 or 6 of these bees. I cut them out in a pretty big like line, and then I just go through and fussy cut, which just means basically getting as close to the picture as you can and get those cut out. You can see there, I'm just getting as close to the bee as I can, getting all the excess paper off. Now we're taking our golf game, and we are going to turn it upside down, and we're just going to paint it with white Waverly chalk paint. Now, we go over this with 2 coats, and I didn't have to do that because I do go through later and cover it with something else. But at the time, I was thinking I was just going to leave it white. So I just make sure I paint all the way around it and the top. I don't worry about the bottom. Then I'm taking some more of that twine from the Dollar Tree, the white or yellow and white, and I'm just wrapping it all the way around it. I wrap it around 2 or 3 times, and that's just like a little border. Then I take a bunch of strands of that twine and I make a little shoestring bow. And we are going to glue that right to the handle of our little beehive. Again, super simple, but I think this turned out, like I said, this is probably my favorite one. So now I'm going to put some hot glue down there. We're trying to mimic some honey here. So I let some hot glue kind of like drip out there. Then I take my Folk Art metallic gold paint and I go ahead and paint all that in. This is just our honey dripping out of our hive. Lord, y'all, it has been a day, I'm telling you. So I apologize for that. So we paint that gold just like it's honey dripping out. Now we're going to start putting our little bees on there. And I'm just finding random places and just gluing those little paper beads on there. Bees, y'all. Honey bees. Lord help me. I'm so sorry, but y'all know how I am. Now we're going to take these chalkboard signs. Y'all know I hate my handwriting. I cannot stand it. But the size of these, it's so hard to get little bitty letters, I think, to weed on Cricut. For me, I'm not saying that for everyone, but for me. So I just decided to go for it. So I just wrote Fresh Honey on these. Now I'm going to glue these two little chalkboard signs together. And then we're going to take a piece of the little clothespin and glue that to the back to make like a little stand for this to sit up. I just take a piece of that, glue it on there, and it makes a stand where, like I said, it's going to sit up on this little, on the base there. Now we are going to take some more of that washi tape. That's the Buffalo Plaid, and we're just going to cover the whole top of this. Like I said, at first I was going to keep it white, and then I decided that if I used the washi tape, it would kind of tie in with the rest of the DIYs that I did today. So we're just going to cover this entire thing with the washi tape. Now we're going to take our little beehive and our sign, and we're just going to glue those right to the base. Just run a bead of hot glue along the bottom of the beehive, stick it right on there, run some glue on the bottom of the sign and on the little clothespin, the bottom of the little clothespin, stick that right on there, and then we take a couple bees and put a couple more of those on there. And that's it, y'all. Super, super simple. And I love how this one turned out. I love how those little bees look. You can't even tell they're paper. So here's a final reveal of all of our projects today. I had such a blast with this video, and I was so honored to be able to be picked to be a part of this summer hop, mystery box hop. Again, thank you, Sammy, so much from Unicorn Dust Designs for hosting this and for allowing me to be a part of it. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I promise I do. And again, her co-host for this was Leonette from DIY Beauty on Purpose. Make sure, in order to see who each person sends their box to, click in their description box the link that they give you, and it will send you to the next person in the hop. Also, don't forget, y'all, we have a mystery box giveaway. These are for hard to find Dollar Tree items, and we will announce the winner on June 6th. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all come back now. You hear?